to feel those hunger pangs, there's only one thing that can satisfy them on this show.
You know what it is, a big helping of the good stuff. So get ready to toss it on the grill right now. You know what it is.
Both sides, too. Let it sizzle up a little bit.
And here he is, tonight's fresh meat, the men's head basketball coach of the NKU North. Say hello to Dave Bezold. Dave, good to have you back. It's long overdue, but you've been on the road forever. I mean, the whole month of December, you're jumping, making the jump from Division II to Division I at NKU. And with that comes scheduling issues. You guys get started, and how many road games did you have in a row? You didn't play your first home game until January.
Yeah, we wound up 10 straight games on the road. Started in early November, and we didn't get our first home game until January 5th. We figured we went over 10,500 miles. And so I told our team right before our first home game, I said, you know what, we saw the sun set on the Pacific, we saw it rise in the Atlantic, we've been everywhere in between. It took us 10,500 miles to get to this first home game, but it was worth it. It really was. It really helped our team grow up.
On Friday, you got your first home win as a Division I team. You beat Lipscomb, obviously, at the Bank of Kentucky Center. And we watched the highlights. We were out, we shot the game. But one of the things George and I talked about afterwards is what the emotion must have been like to have that. And I know you probably are saying, ask me at the end of the season when I have time to think about it. But emotionally, that was, I mean, it had to be pretty intense, I would think.
Oh, absolutely. Our guys want to win so bad for our fans. And to get that first one, it is history. I mean, it really, really is. It's a part of history to do and have that first victory in Division I. It's special. It's humbling. We're just very fortunate to be able to be a part of all those things that are going on right now in the growth at Northern Kentucky.
And you're in the Atlantic Sun, and before you got to conference play, you're on the road playing all those games. Your first win, you guys had a nice trip out east where you beat Hampton, right, and then turn around and beat Navy. That's a big win.
Oh, absolutely. Hampton's been a team that, you know, every 2 or 3 years you look up and they're in the NCAA tournament. That's a program with a lot of history. And then to go to Navy, what an incredible place to be, to see Annapolis and what that represents for, you know, for the United States and everything, and to wind up and being able to get a win there was very, very special. It made the bus ride home a heck of a lot easier.
and it's still bus rides. I mean, you're not flying everywhere. That's probably the next step. But, I mean, it's a series of small steps. But the good thing, and you and I talked about this, is that you can build this program from the ground up as a Division I program. You're not inheriting anybody else's problems or baggage.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You're right. Like I said, it's very humbling to have this opportunity, and we feel fortunate at the university as to what we are doing in Division I, and just to grow up this program across the board, from our volleyball to cross country to men's basketball, women's basketball, and everything in between. We just feel very fortunate.
And Coach, you're a local guy, and I got to think that makes it even more special. And Holy Cross grad, grew up in Northern Kentucky, live in Northern Kentucky. You've been in Northern Kentucky, I'm not sure how many years now, because you were an assistant to Ken Shields for over 10 years, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think I spent 16 with him. I started back in 1990 and started out as a student assistant, worked my way up to a graduate assistant.
Wow.
Then had to coach women's tennis. I shouldn't say had to. Was able to coach.
I did see that in your resume. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, women's tennis and men's basketball to create a full-time position, because at Northern, until 2000, the year 2000, that wasn't very long ago, there was not a full-time men's basketball assistant. So we had to do, put a couple jobs together. I didn't even know how to keep score in tennis. I mean, I was very, very lucky to have some people help me, but I didn't know how to keep score. Wound up with some great kids, and we did really well. But like you said, what an interesting area we live in. I'm from the area and coach Northern Kentucky University. Chris Mack is coaching Xavier, and he's a Cincinnati guy. And then Mick Cronin coaching UC, who's a Cincinnati guy. 3 local guys. I don't know if that's ever happened before anywhere, but we're very, very fortunate.
Yeah, that's very unique.
What are you doing, Coach? The tall guys can't play tennis. Don't you know that?
Oh, I don't know how to play. I couldn't keep score. I didn't know how to play.
So remember, Jane Meyer would have been running the show then, right? So she trusted you. But I think that says a lot about the culture of what you have over at NKU. You have a lot of good people there and have through the years.
Oh, we've had tremendous people. I've been very fortunate to have the head coaches that have been around. The late, great Bill Aker, to work for Ken Shields, and then Nancy Winstow. I mean, to grow up under all those guys, it takes a village to raise a kid, and I felt like that when I was at Northern. I was the kid, and I was able to see all these great coaches and how they develop kids and work with people, and then won. And so I thought that was very important. I've been very fortunate to be able to spend a lot of years there.
So you're from here, you know the turf, you know the local turf. Mick and Chris both say the lifeblood of their program is our local kids. Obviously, this is something you're probably going to emphasize now because you have so much more to sell than you did a year ago.
Oh, absolutely. We've been very successful at Northern and with a lot of local kids, and I still believe that's true. I believe they invest highly in the local universities and programs. So we're going to continue to recruit very hard here, and there's such great coaching at the high school level and under that for these kids, and anytime we can get those products from whatever high school here, we're very fortunate.
You had that first home game January 5th, and that kind of brought it all home, no pun intended, for Northern Kentucky in that I know a lot of NKU grads in the area. There's millions of them, it seems like, in the area now. How special was that for that night for the NKU community? Because the guys I know and girls who graduate from NKU, they're taking notice now that it's Division I. Now they're excited to say, wow, I can't wait to see this grow, and no pressure, I can't wait to go to an NCAA tournament game.
Oh, absolutely, and I hope I'm there, the one that helps them. And it's been very special. It's just the growth that Dr. Vitruba set us out on. That, you know what, this was the next step in helping this university, not just athletics, but academics and everything else. When we were on the subway headed to downtown D.C., the people saw our name and knew because of their alerts from their apps that said, hey, you guys play Navy tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So they already knew. So that's the thing that's done. We're now on that ticker. We're now on the Division I board. So everybody gets alerts and updates on us that they wouldn't have had before. So it's just been an incredible amount of goodwill and everything for the university so far.
So I have this grand vision. All it takes is money, but I'm going to put this tournament together, and it's going to be a Cincinnati NCAA tournament. It's going to involve NKU and UC, and it's going to involve Xavier.
And Miami.
Maybe Miami.
You're saying Ohio
Maybe, but I might invite Ohio University.
I know where this
You're in
is
on
going.
that, right?
Absolutely.
You're in on that.
Absolutely. Anytime, any place, we'd love to just to be, like we had the opportunity to go to Ohio State. Anytime to put our name with those storied traditional basketball programs,
right.
We're nothing but lucky. And so that can do nothing but good things for our program. And anything to help our program grow, we're willing to do.
So you like my idea, you're in.
I love your idea.
And Sheree Palello rooted for you guys. She was in the crowd at Ohio State when you were up there. She was rooting for you.
She's the best.
Coach, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Coach. Calling our final timeout, still to come. We're asking that question we ask every week that has all of America buzzing. You know what that is, right, George?
Will we be back? Is that?
Well, that has me buzzing.
Will we be alive? That's better. Coach, thanks. Good.